Have a nice stay on the channel. Bitcoin Bubble talks about why a huge run on altcoins could happen soon in the crypto market. Stick around and hit that like button. It helps the channel. Every day we add new movies about crypto and Bitcoin. Keep an eye out for that. But as you can see, everyone is going crazy on crypto Twitter. They're saying things like Bitcoin is going down to $30,000, no more bull runs. But as you can see, this is the market capitalization of all altcoins. As you can see from the last 2 rounds, the altcoins usually reach their highest point about 550 days after Bitcoin is split in half. We saw that exact thing. This blue line shows the half of Bitcoin, which you can see here. It's been 546 days since that big one. That's when the all-time high for altcoins happened. The same thing happened in 2021. You can see where we are now. The half of Bitcoin just took place. It has only been a few weeks. Give it some time. Prices haven't really gone through the roof since the splitting. Right now we're in a bit of a Bitcoin halving dump or just consolidation. In a moment I'll look into that, but for now you can see that 546 days from now it will be October 2025. So if history repeats itself, or if it matches what we saw last time, altcoins will reach their highest point in late 2025. Here's a picture we shared on our Patreon. Check out our Patreon page. There we share all of our ideas, trade tips, and information about when we're entering and exiting trades and when we're entering and exiting the market. You don't want to be that person in 2021 who never sold any of their bags. Didn't make any money. You can join our private Patreon group and get access to, among other benefits, you can send us direct messages one-on-one. The value of our technical analysis ebook crypto course is about $50 and you get it. You can find a list of all the airdrops we've been farming recently on our Patreon page. It only costs $20 a month, and you only have to pay once if you decide after a month that you don't like it. While you don't have to reapply, most of our new members decide to stay. But don't think too much about it. When prices are holding steady at or above previous resistance and there is a lot of desire, prices will keep going up. And then you can see that the first 2 red boxes here show both consolidation and continuation in the 2020 to 2021. We might see that right now in the cycle we're in, with stabilization and then a possible blast off to the upside that drives the price of Bitcoin higher. Going into 2025, and you can see that price there, the top box is around June 2025. Based on the 4-year halving cycle, that's when we think Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will reach their highest point. Here's another chart we shared on our Patreon. If you look at the stochastic RSI, you can see back here, in January 2023, we hit a low on the stochastic RSI. BTC dropped at that time. It was a place to reload. That just means you should be able to get Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for a low price. Also, you saw that the price of Bitcoin dropped from about July to October of last year. That was a great time to buy the dip. Get some cheap Bitcoin, you can get some cheap altcoins, and we might be seeing that right now since the stochastic RSI has hit a bottom. By the chance to buy on a dip in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, things have gotten stronger. You can see this right now. This was the last Bitcoin halving in May 2020. It took about 77 days after that Bitcoin halving before we actually took off. After that, Bitcoin prices went down and they stayed that way for a while. We're seeing a similar pattern with this Bitcoin, and we can look back to 2016 for more information. Look at this Bitcoin sold off after that halving, and it really didn't take off until about 110 days after the Bitcoin halving. If we look at Bitcoin now, that puts us in late July or early August. After that, there was a bit of a sell-off because the market had been stabilizing. If history repeats itself, we probably won't see that blast off until late July or early August, during which time prices could go down. There's no reason to be afraid of the market. But if the price of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies goes down, you should probably buy now while the prices are low. Also, here is a Bitcoin price chart. There might be a backward head and shoulders pattern going on right now. And then what is this backwards head and neck shape? It usually breaks up, which could be a sign that Bitcoin prices are going up. Based on the charts we have now, it looks like Bitcoin may still level off for a few months. There is no reason to worry about the next 3 months at this point. That's all cryptos except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're just about to hit a support level at 0.382 right now. There is still more than 200 days between us and the event. It's good to see that we may be able to keep settling between these two numbers, 0.382 and 0.5, over the next few months, and have a breakout around the time frame of late July to early August. And just to compare, we looked at the Bitcoin chart. That's one thing to keep in mind in this market. Right now, everyone is neutral. There are people who are very bullish and people who are very fearful right now. We're in the middle. No one really knows where Bitcoin is going, but this could be a chance to buy it when it goes down. When the value of Bitcoin drops by 5 to 10%, no one wants to buy. When Bitcoin is down, no one wants to buy it, but when it's up, everyone wants to buy it. It's not smart to wait for Bitcoin to go up and break. Everyone wants to get in, sold all-time high, and then start to put money into altcoins. It's not really the best plan. These other coins are good for you. While it's still cheap and no one wants it, you should buy Bitcoin. This is why the market is unsure. You can see this right here at the moment. The market is unclear. The stock-to-flow model is another sign that the market is going up. You can see this. The stock-to-flow model looks pretty good. The last time we saw it around this red area before getting into the orange and yellow in 2021, that's when Bitcoin's price really started to go up. The same thing happened in 2017 and 2018, and again in 2013 and 2014. Stock-to-flow says that now is a great time to buy Bitcoin before it goes up one last time. You can see that Stock-to-flow thinks will go around $448,000 for Bitcoin. If that happens, just think where a lot of these altcoins will go. Bitcoin going up about 8x from here would be huge for the whole crypto market. Let's take a step back and look at the big picture. Right now, the market value of crypto is about $2 to $3 trillion. Bitcoin's market value is $1 trillion. You can see how cheap crypto is right now when you compare that to other fields. Items to collect, that's an $18 trillion market worth $6 trillion. Gold is worth $12 trillion. There is $120 trillion in money around the world, $115 trillion in stocks and bonds, $300 trillion in bonds, $300 trillion in bonds, and $330 trillion in real estate. This number will only go up over time as inflation, or the debasement of currencies, continues and asset prices rise. But as you can see, Bitcoin is only worth $1 trillion, and the total value of all cryptocurrencies on the market is only $2 to $3 trillion. And I believe that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are worth a lot more than some of the other bubbles on this line. That just goes to show that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have a lot of room to grow. This number alone will add $900 trillion to the value of all assets in the world. That's going to grow because governments aren't going to stop printing money and the value of money is going down. So while everyone is freaking out about this small 10% drop in Bitcoin, you should be buying it right now and holding on to it for the long term. Don't think in terms of the short term, because we could be at a cycle top right now, but prices are really cheap compared to where they're going over the next 4 to 10 years. Also, let's look at some other signs that could be a sign of a crypto top. This is how the crypto app ranks in the US App Shop. All of these numbers can be seen. Coinbase is at 271 right now. When Coinbase gets to the top 10 in the App Store, that means the price has reached its peak, but Coinbase hasn't come close to that yet. Phantom Wallet has reached a high point of 50 in the past few weeks, but that has since dropped. It quickly went down because people were downloading Phantom there and getting into Solana. They also have some other charts here. Still, if you look at social metrics, you can see that most of these social measures, they peaked in 2021 with a lot of new crypto exchange Twitter fans every week. In 2021, it was still at its peak. There's been